I started asking myself long-term questions where I was thinking by the time I'm 50, by the time I'm 60, because I understood life cycles, the life cycle of a man. The life cycle of a man, my guy, by the time you're age 0 to 20, probably everybody will sleep on you. Those guys that think they are winning, that are younger than 20, they're not winning. Because what I realized is the guys that were at the top, everybody knew in my high school, when I was in high school, where are they today? Nothing. Where are they today? Nowhere. What have they built? Zero. Nothing. Why? Because their time came too early. Their peak came too early. And because they didn't believe in themselves, I would let their fears project on me. I would let their disbelief project on me. Then that brought me to a point where now I was thinking like a loser and I was feeling like a loser and I was moving and operating and maneuvering like a loser. Because of how the self-talk I used to say to myself, how I used to speak to myself, the words I was saying to myself, and most importantly, the words I was allowing access to here in my ears and in my mind. So now I sat there and I asked myself, okay, Kevin, it's fine. I'll be honest with myself that for now, I know I'm a loser, but I'm happy that we actually spoke the truth to myself at this young age. Because now I'm about to enter 20, and for a decade, I'm willing to invest in myself and building the Kevin that will be capable to handle the responsibility of building his vision. For an entire decade, I'm willing to do this and not even receive a penny. Develop myself, develop this vision, develop a man of character, a man of honor, a man that when I sit and when my kids look at me in the eye, they can say, yeah, Dad, what you did in your 20s, not many did that. They can't handle responsibility. They rather look for the easy way out. My love, when I came across you, I saw a guy that was completely different. You did what 99% of guys will never do. Now you're at a point where even if you want to do what the 99% want to do, you can do it more abundantly, with even more freedom. You can wake up and you can say to the entire family, oh, okay, where have you traveled in the world? You can tell my mother, where have you visited? You can tell my father, where have you visited? What's your dream city that you want to visit? And you ask your grandma, you ask my mother's mother, Granny, what's your dream, the place you want to travel to, your dream city? Then when she says it right now, next week you can come and surprise her and you take them there. Entire expenses covered. Why? Because you built a certain level of stability and freedom when you were younger. You built the foundation. So when I would sit and talk to myself and think about these questions, that's what thinking is. People like to overcomplicate what the word thinking is. Let me explain to you in the most simplest terms what thinking is. So for me, all thinking is A, I have a problem that I am really tired of. B, then now I am asking myself a question. Then thinking is coming up with the solution, with the answer. That's all thinking is. As these questions I'm asking myself, I started asking myself long-term questions where I was thinking by the time I'm 50, by the time I'm 60, because I understood life cycles, the life cycle of a man. The life cycle of a man, my guy, by the time you're age 0 to 20, probably everybody will sleep on you. Those guys that think they are winning, that are younger than 20, they're not winning. Because what I realized is the guys that were at the top, everybody knew in my high school, when I was in high school, where are they today? Nothing. Where are they today? Nowhere. What have they built? Zero. Nothing. Why? Because their time came too early. Their peak came too early. It's just the nature and the laws of time, my guy. You need to put in a certain amount of effort and you need to deserve it before you get it. Now, most guys, they leave their peak and they don't deserve it. They haven't earned it. You haven't paid the price for it. Then, by the time you're 0 to 20, my guy, no man is at the peak if he's younger than 20. Then, if you're a wise man, you know from 20 to 30, you will build a foundation for your life, foundational skills. My guy, don't be impressed by these big, super big houses. When storms come, I kid you not. When storms come, those houses fall. You know why? Because they have no good foundation. They just focused on making the outside more impressive, more attractive, but deep down, they didn't focus on building the foundation. They didn't take the time to focus on building the foundation. Me and you can come across the same storm, but for you, you will shatter. Your house will fall into pieces. Because why? You built it, my guy, on grass, not on a good foundation. Now, when the storms come, everything you've built will fall like a leaf. A wise man, my guy, while you're 20s to 30s, you will focus on building a good foundation. Designing a good foundation. You focus on the architecture, my guy. You focus on studying archaeology. What kind of buildings I like? Do you know in my city, sometimes I just like driving and coming across big companies. They are big buildings. And I sit there and I just study their building, how beautiful it is. What it took them to build such a building. And I sit there and I look, man, I want to build that. What do I have to do my entire 20s? What information do they have? What knowledge do they have? Which rooms, where are they meeting? Which relationships? Which gym are they going to? Which church are they going to? Now understand, it's not built over one night, man. I don't care what the internet is telling you. My brother, listen to me, brother. Listen to me, brother. My brother, you're not going to build it in one night. I don't care what they say. So for me, I understand, okay, and I understood up until today, it's a 10-year plan. It's a decade I'm willing to put in. It's a decade of my life I'm willing to trade in. Certain things I'm willing to give them up for almost near a decade. I'm willing to give them up for a decade. Not do what everybody else does in their 20s to 30s. So you know why? I can live like how most will never live by the time I'm in my 30s to 40s. The peak of a man, my guy, I kid you not, it's in your mid-30s and 40s and 50s. My mentor told me, Kevin, this is how your life cycle, this is how I want you to think. Your 20s, you are learning. Your 30s, you are 20s, learning. 30s, yearning. 40s, earning. I will say that one more time. He said, Kevin, your 20s, I want you to focus on learning. Learn as much as you can. Absorb as much knowledge, wisdom, understanding as much as you can. Surround yourself with brothers that are in Christ, men that are godly, men of God, men of faith. Men, when you look at them, they hold you to a very high standard and they hold you very accountable. And they said, Kevin, because the thing is, when you slip up, they will tell you, you're in a team where they will tell you, hey, young boy, you're slacking up now. Hey, young boy, you're becoming too slow now, we will replace you. Hey, young boy, you said you want to run with the majors, with the leagues, with the top dogs. So keep up. Otherwise, we'll replace you and get another person that can perform at your level. Because you're not the only one. You're not the only one that can perform at that level. Yes, there might be one Kobe. Yes, there might be one Michael Jordan. But there was a LeBron James afterwards. There was a Dwayne Wade afterwards. There is a Steph Curry now. Other guys come in. You're not the only one. You're not super special. You are irreplaceable. Then I sat there and I told myself, man, I cannot get subbed and benched from this team. Whatever it is, the man that I'm running with right now, the quality of the man I'm running with and building with right now, whatever it is I have to learn and educate myself in my entire 20s, I'm willing to. The industry I'm in, what I want to build, I'm willing to go on a 20-year run in one industry. Why? Because I don't want to waste myself focusing here, focusing here, focusing here, focusing here, focusing on this market, this financial market, because I cannot control the financial markets. Not even governments control the financial markets. The reserve banks, my guy, control the financial markets. The reserve banks control the inflation rate. They control the interest rates. That's outside of your control. But you know what I can control? I can control what Kevin eats, what Kevin consumes. I can control Kevin's actions. I can control Kevin's inputs. And I can control, as you're building this vision, Kevin, I can control the amount of inputs you will put in, the effort you will put in, the amount of hours you're willing to learn. I can control that. So you know what? Guess what? That's what you're going to do, Kevin, for a 20-year run. Guess what? You cannot talk too much about it because you haven't done it yet. So why am I telling you guys this? Because I want you guys to understand my mental framework, how it is now compared to how it was 5 years ago. When I was 18, when I was that broken kid, when I was in high school, when I was in my early years of varsity. Okay. So now then, when I asked myself these questions, I had no option but to tell myself, Kevin, you don't have no option right now but to step up. Because all you're doing is you're just a consumer, consuming, but you're not really contributing. You're not contributing to society. Then I realized the people that are never contributing, that are never in the game, usually are the ones that judge the most, that hate the most, that criticize the most, and usually they are the most bitter. Have you never wondered why grandparents, old men, especially that are single, that have no wife, no kids, are usually the most bitter, are usually the most angry, are usually the most just in a negative mood? Why? Because now they are older, they realize they can no longer contribute to society because they wasted their time. They focused on the short-term things instead of playing the long-term game with long-term people. They didn't understand. Focus on building things that can outlive you and outlast you. Things that can pass the test of time. Only three things, my guy, can pass and outlive the test of time. Number one, I kid you not when I tell you, your offspring. Your son. Because your son, guess what? You're passing down your DNA, your genes. One, son. Number two, words. Words meaning what, my guy? You figured out how to put words in a message where you can explain your life story, your life experiences, the wisdom, the knowledge and understanding you've acquired. Guess what? Books. When did Mahatma Gandhi pass away, my guy? In the 19th century. When did Nelson Mandela pass away? In the 19th, my guy, it's the 21st century and they're still talking about them. You can still get access to their wisdom, to their words. Why? Because words will outlive you.